Okay, so we finished our feature, the contextual message trigger. Now, if we go back and recall the GitHub workflow thing, which I guess I closed. See if I can find it quickly again. Well, there's basically the same picture. We finished our feature. Now is the part where we merge back into master, right? And this is where we need to make a pull request. Now, there seems to be a pretty easy way to do this in GitHub Desktop, so maybe you could have figured it out on your own. But two ways, I guess. One, we could go to create pull request. It looks like there's a create pull request right here. Or you could actually go check out your repository on the actual GitHub website, and you'll see this last push here, and we could compare and create a pull request there. I guess, well, honestly, I don't know what it's gonna. I normally do it on this interface. I'm curious what's gonna happen if I push this button or do this one. So let's find out. Well, it looks like it's just gonna take us back to GitHub anyway, so that's cool. So when you open the pull request, we need to make sure we're giving a good explanation of what we're adding in this. So, normally we have commits, and our commits are saying like what we changed in that particular chunk of work, right? So we have all these different messages based on what we changed in these chunks of work. The pull request message here is going to be like, what is the whole point, the overarching purpose of this feature or this branch that you've been working on. And this is why it's good to make your branches have an overarching purpose. So the overarching purpose of this would just be to add a contextual message trigger. We can be more specific, I guess. But we don't really necessarily need to. I think this is a good explanation. And so if you're working on a on like a really tightly organized professional project, the history of that project might just be a series of pull request notes. So you wouldn't necessarily always see all of the nitty gritty here. You would just see these big feature level additions. And then let's say you were going to like make a new version of your project. You could look at the different pull requests that have been merged since the last release, and essentially you would have like patch notes like you might be used to in a video game. All right, so the next step would be to add a reviewer, because we need somebody to review the code before they merge it in. So they would review it and approve it. I don't have anybody added to this repository, and you won't either. This will be something we'll do in class. So you can go ahead and open your pull request now, but we won't merge it until in class when we can assign a reviewer, and then we can talk a little bit in class about how to actually do the review and go on from there. So this is really all there is to this right now. I'm just going to hit create pull request. You want to make sure you're actually doing what you think you're doing. You've got this branch and you're trying to merge it into master. And if it says there's a conflict here and they can't be automatically merged, that's something bad happened. Still go ahead and open the pull request and we can sort that out in class. But if we worked carefully, it should just be able to merge. And there's no one else working on this project besides us. So it would be surprising if somehow we were getting conflicts. All right, anyway, so we'll create the pull request. And what that's going to do is give you a little URL to the pull request. And this is something that I'm going to have you turn in for the homework, which we will use for our in-class exercise of code reviews. All right, that's all for this series. See you next time.